Okay, here we're just looking at the Easystar kit from Multiplex. We're just going to take a look at real briefly what's in this kit. This is the most bare bones kit that you can buy. All it really comes with is the fuselage, the wires, and motor and propeller. So let's take a look at what's inside the kit. First of all, you've got the fuselage, which comes in two pieces. That's going to be glued together. You got two wings here, and there's a little wing panel here that pops out of here that you have to glue in. That takes the carbon fiber spar later on. This eventually is going to fit in this pocket after these are glued in. So you got two wing panels, fuselage, the spar that goes in there. This goes in the other wing panel. Got your elevator and your rudder, stab and rudder right here. This all gets glued together. Got your manual, basic manual. It's in all kinds of different languages. It's got diagrams, tells you to put the set together. Also comes with a canopy, which will go on initially. I'm eventually going to build an FPV set, which will get rid of this and put in a holder for a camera. This is a box. Most of the stuff in here we're not going to use. We got the motor that comes with, which we're not going to use. Let's see if you can see that pretty good. I'm not really good at showing this stuff upside down. It's just this little Permax motor that's in there we're not going to use. We use some of the hardware that's in here for like attaching the elevators and rudder to, a couple of Velcro tabs, miscellaneous hardware, this wire which we're not going to use, and this capacitors that are for the motor that we're not going to use, and this propeller and prop net which we're not going to use. Okay, this basically is just not powerful enough for what we want to do for it. So the only things we're going to be using for that is mostly just the fuselage. And then of course it comes with this set of push rods. Got the elevator and rudder wire. I'm not sure if you can see this very well, but this is a wire and push rod set right here, and we'll see where the rest of these go later on, but that's basically what's in the set. Okay, now I'm going to go through a couple of the components that I got to put in the Easystar that are going to replace some of the stock components that it came with. First of all, we're going to start off with this E-Flite 6 Series motor. Ended up getting the 2700 kV motor as a recommendation from the guys at Graves Hobbies. Instead of a 2000 kV motor, it'll give it a little bit more power when I start loading it up with video equipment and stuff like that, so, and bigger batteries. But basically it comes in here with an instruction pad, some stickers, prop nut, the hardware you need to attach on your wires here. Basically this is just going to be soldered onto the onto your speed controller, and then a prop nut of course, and here's the in-runner motor itself right here. So that's the motor. That's really all that comes in that kit. Put that over here. Okay. Next thing is I ended up going with this Phoenix. Let me back this up a little bit. This Phoenix 45 speed controller from Castle. And the reason I went with this one is it goes to 45 amps, and I think this motor can go up to 40 amps. And this way it's good for the future if I want to upgrade to an even more powerful motor. But this way I won't have any problems. Now this was an expensive speed controller. By the way, this motor was like $75. Okay, so now we got the speed controller, and this, like I said, is the Castle Phoenix 45 speed controller, which is programmable. I really don't know much about this stuff, but all I know is we have to just solder on our Dean's connectors, which I think I bought a pack of Dean's connectors over here somewhere. Solder on my Dean's connectors, and then on this side, of course, we put our connectors over here that came with the motor that go to the brushless motor. So nice programmable speed controller. That was expensive. It was like 101 bucks. Here's the USB programming kit that comes with the, sorry, does not come with it. That's an extra expense to program the Phoenix 45 speed controller. Comes with some software and this little board in here for programming. See if you can see that pretty good here. That's good for hooking it up. A little USB connection here comes with the cable for programming the different features in the Phoenix 45 speed controller. The servos I went for are these high-tech 65. Let's see, zoom in on those real quick. These are the high-tech HS 65HB. Supposedly they're a great servo. They're about 25 bucks a piece. Like I said, again, I just taken the recommendation from the guys at Graves Hobbies. Here's a servo out of the package. Looks like a nice strong little servo. It has these carbonate gears, which supposedly make it a nice strong servo. So I actually ended up getting 3 of these servos. I'm going to put, I originally thought I was just going to put one for the elevator and then put 2 for a make ailerons out of the wings. But I may just end up start off with this standard rudder, just go with the rudder and elevator, just to kind of see how that works, even though the rudder that comes on this, sorry, upside down, is kind of small, but we'll see if that'll work. Okay, so there's the servos. Like I said, those are about 25 bucks a piece, but supposedly really good servos. The battery I decided to go with was this Thunder Power 45C battery, which is 2650 milliamps. It's a pretty big battery, but should be good for some nice long flight times. This was around 80 bucks at Graves Hobbies, and all I gotta do here is put on my Dean's connector on here, and I'm good to go. I picked up some hinges here for putting on the ailerons later on if I decide to do that. The prop these guys recommended here was this, what does this say? This is a 6x4E prop by APC. If you can see, it's like a $1.89 prop. I picked up a couple of those. It's in the middle of the road for what that motor and speed controller can do as far as performance goes. So that's that all together. Let's see, I ended up spending around about 500 bucks for all that stuff, but I think that we're going to end up with a much better plane than just the stock would have been flying. Nice and powerful. Later on I'll be able to load on lots of video equipment and OSD and some other stuff for a nice first-person view flyer, or maybe even a UAV. But anyways, that's all that kind of good stuff for right now. We'll come back later when we're getting ready to build it up.